We are the vocal lounge. Can you hear me? Turn it up. Can you hear the sound? We are the vocal lounge. Yeah, we do it for the love and we spread it around. Oh,
All right, in this segment, we're going to be talking about Durand Bernarr. Shout out to Durand Bernarr for winning, I think it's the contemporary album of the year on Grammy. So I knew about Durand Bernarr by seeing him on the Terrell Show a couple of times. I love his voice. I love his voice. I think his voice is an evolution of a couple of different styles, and it doesn't hurt to have. I think his mom is like a vocal. He comes from music, and his mom is like a vocal trainer. I think his father's an engineer, and his mom's like a vocal trainer. So when you in that environment, like I wish I was in that environment. I had to discover that I love singing, and I could sing on my own, eating fried eggs, and listening to Mariah Carey. But anyway, so this album is called Bloom. And I would not have listened to it if I did not see that he won the Grammy. So because of that, it's like, oh, okay, he won the album. I remember him from the show. Wow. I go and I look, and this guy, so in our previous segment, we was talking about, like you got to be consistent. Flip was saying, like, you got to be consistent. Durand Bernarr been doing this for a really long time. And it seemed to me when he won the Grammy, I'm like, oh, this guy was just on the Terrell Show and now he ran a Grammy. So I looked at this guy has been grinding for a long ass time.
for me to see clearly the way that love can be when you are not with me. I had to leave. I had to live. I had to leave. I had to live.
And been doing so many different. He's got his eggs in all sorts of baskets until it finally popped off. So the theme there is consistency, managing your craft and getting better at it, and then being consistent so that you're ready. So that when the opportunity comes up, you don't have to get ready. He even says that in one of his conversations with Terrell. But anyway, I listened to the album. I wanted to know, hey, what are your thoughts on Durand Bernarr as a singer, as a vocalist? What are your thoughts on his album? If you heard any songs on there or any of his other music, I just wanted to have a quick little powwow about it, about Durand Bernarr. What are we thinking? Anybody, please jump in. Who wants to go first?
So I heard the album. I really enjoyed it. You sent me a couple records, when you said, yo, check this artist out, tell me what you think. That first record that you sent me blew me away. I think it was called Completed.
Yeah.
And I was thoroughly impressed. And then when I looked up images and Google videos about it, I was like, oh, I saw this dude on Tiny Desk killing it. This is the same dude. And then I saw a couple of other viral clips he did. The dude is he's a vocal gymnast. Like when you said his parents are who they are, it clicked in my head. I'm like, oh yeah, because how else can you do all the stuff he's doing with his voice on these records and the way he plays with the record, the way he plays with his voice. So after you put me on to him, I was like, you know what? Let me go find my own favorite record. You'll never guess what I love. Flounce.
What?
I love Flounce. Yo, the Flounce had me on. I live in Cobb, yo. I live in the Bronx. So I'm on the bus, the express bus from downtown. And I'm just there like this joint is hitting. It made me, I could tell he enjoyed creating the record. I could tell there was a lot of like talented, input, funk. It just seemed like such a cool atmosphere to be in. I fell in love with the record as soon as I heard it. And he had a lot of other dope records on there. He's definitely one of those artists that you could tell is going to be around for a long time. He's going to get tributes because he's raw talent. Raw talent. He might not be everybody's cup of tea, but that's okay. You know what I'm saying? Lil Richard wasn't everybody's cup of tea. Still a make. He definitely has the potential to be in this game for a really long time and go really far. I'm thoroughly impressed. I can't wait to see what he's going to come out with next.
Kat, what do you think?
Well, I've known about Bernarr for a while. Like he's big in LA. He ran a lot of open mics back in LA. And then, you know, he's real close to the Steve Mackey and that camp. And the first time I really heard his record was he did a collab with Ari Lennox. That's the first time I heard about Bernard. And I didn't hear his album, but I heard songs from him. But like I said, I saw the Tiny Desk like everybody else. And like Flip said earlier, it's breadcrumbs. He was leaving breadcrumbs for a while to lead up to this moment. So now it's like, wow, wait a minute, who's this guy? You go back, oh wow, I remember him dressing up like the Proud Family. I remember him being on Terrell Show. I remember him doing this and doing that. And he's one as a vocalist. Like you can't take nothing away from him. He's one of those ones. He's one of those. He's your favorite singer, and a lot of singers like that don't get to just their flowers like they should. Like a Avery Wilson, like people who are just so phenomenal vocally, like they don't get that. They just do, but the singer community knows who they are, and he's one of those singers. As far as the album go, I enjoyed it overall because, like I said, he's a phenomenal artist. It leans contemporary R&B more than traditional R&B. Myself is more of a traditional R&B listener. So some of the songs to me, some of the way he approached it came off a little theatric, but that's who he is as well. So I think that's a compliment because I think that's what he was trying to give off, you know, as an artist. But the songs are well produced, well sung. He gave you complete songs, not this 2-minute BS we be getting now from a lot of artists. You know, he was giving you full, complete songs and
Yes.
Hey,
giving you
yo,
different
leave
layers.
my YNs alone, man. Y'all always hating, old niggas.
No.
Nah,
So
but
you bring up a really good point, though,
yeah,
Kev. I'm glad you caught that because like all of y'all listening to us out there watching us three, we've known each other for 20+ years, and we're singers. Like we love singing, but we also love the craft, and we have long conversations. And one of the things that we've had recently was like this microwave music. We only got like 2-minute songs. They removed the bridge. There's no vamps. What's happening with music? Like it's just like R&B doesn't feel the same. This album, on average, I think the average song length is 5 minutes long. He got 5-minute songs. He got 6-minute songs. He got 7-minute songs. He's got instrument breakdowns. He got guitar riffs. He's got vamps. These are meaty production songs.
yeah.
And that's what I love about it. I was like, yo, thank you for bringing that back because you're telling stories with these songs. Completed is like 6 minutes long. Like that's a beautiful song. And it's got a guitar like riff in there. So like, I'm glad you brought that up, Kev. I didn't mean to jump in. Go ahead.
No, like I said, no. The album deserves his flowers. Like the winning Grammy is well deserved.
Let me play devil's advocate. You guys know music. We all love music. We all know what it's like. We all know how sometimes everything doesn't always translate into success. Do y'all feel like he's so talented that he's speaking a language that the quote unquote layman's listener can't really relate to? Not to say that he even cares, because when you're making your own music as an artist, you're making what you love, and if you're going to attract the people that you want. But my question to you guys is, will he be able to get over that hump to become a big star? Because I feel like he has the talent to become that. But is he doing too much for the layman listener?
I mean, I would argue that he's already like he won a Grammy, so like I would argue that he's already there. So
It's
like
not a
he
household
already.
name.
I mean, you're right. That's what
I'm saying. Let me rephrase the question.
Okay,
Do you
okay.
feel like he's doing too much to become a superstar, a household name, a Bruno Mars?
You mean like music wise? Is he doing
Music
too much?
wise? Yeah, talent.
I think he's deliberately making music to separate himself from that. I don't think his music doesn't come off like I have a desire to become that. Like he's very niche. Like just his album has a lot of cursing. Like and his music usually has a lot of cursing. He's speaking to his emotions and humanity.
His community.
So his community or just human. So he's talking about human shit. So if you're bringing out the LGBT community, some of his songs are directly speaking to that or from that. But even that, if you remove that layer from it, it's still human things. I feel this, and I'm going to, and what that comes with is speaking in a way that's at times vulgar. And I think because he does that so freely, he's really connecting to that, and he doesn't want to be, like what we would consider like mainstream, where you would eventually become a household name. I don't get a sense that he desires that at all. So I don't think that's why he's there. Like he's not there because he doesn't want to be there.
I feel it's certain artists that come along that make you conform to them. And I think that he's very close to making that happen. I mean, like because think about it, we know life is a big bowl of a mixed bags of whatever, and he's showing you that one side. So I think what he's doing is bringing you into his world, and that's very difficult as an artist. That should be studied. You know, so many artists are always trying to conform, but when you can get the word to conform to you, you know, now we talking like people like Prince or like Tupac, you know, where they what or like even how Nipsey Hussle was like we want to know your story. We don't care that you're not conforming to us, who you are. And he's able to do that. And that's not easy. That's not easy. You got so many artists trying to figure out what's gonna be my next hit. How can I be popular with the masses, chasing the masses? But when you can be like, no, the masses want to know who you are because you have your own lane and you created it, that's hard. And he did that. He did that.
That kind of circles back to what we were talking about as far as indies and majors. Like, there's not a lot of majors that are going to let you have that kind of leeway and you know, have that level of creativity on your stuff. So that's one of the benefits of, you know, being indie as well.
I want to take a look. Guy, you get cause I want to search something because, I'm like, I think he's a good example of what a modern day artist is gonna be now. You know, as opposed to what we remember in the 90s.
That's a great point. You absolutely, no, I never thought about it like that, but you're right. He is showing you like what a modern day artist look like, but he still has a lot of old school. Like his journey is still a little old school. Like he was a background singer for Erykah Badu. You know what I'm saying? He was in the music community for a long time. I'm pretty sure he vocal coached and did background for other people that I'm not even thinking of, wrote for other people. So he's been in the industry for a minute. You know, he just got his break. And there's so many other artists. I name one right now, artists like Gene Noble, who's in that circle, Izzy Wilson, who's in that circle, who probably were known before Bernard, but just didn't get the break that he got, you know. But you know what I'm saying? And just to take nothing away from those two artists that I just named, Bernard also has a character, a personality. I won't say character, but I'm saying when I say character, I mean as far as like who he is, his personality that makes you go, his persona that makes you go, who is he? You know what I'm saying? Like I said, like he actually dressed up as the uncle from the Proud Family on Tiny Desk and was so animated to the point that went viral. It became a meme. He actually became a meme off that. I don't see the two artists I just named doing that. They're solid vocalists, but I don't think that they're outgoing personality. While they may be, but what he's able to do that's not easy. Like I said, to create a meme or go viral off of just your persona, he's different. You know, and on top of you being nice and the R&B community loves you, you solidified.
Yeah, a lot of people know. For me, I'm saying a lot of people. He's known as like respected as a vocalist among the singing community online, and that's what we're trying to do, right? It's like VLR is like trying to bring that singing community into one place, kind of like a place you just go to talk about this singing stuff from a singer perspective or anything about life from a singer's perspective. So we scour the internet and we find these guys, and I mean, like I mentioned before, I saw him on Terrell. On this album, his persona just shines, but people are magnetized to his persona, and he's genuinely like that. So I think that the key there is really he's genuinely himself, and people find and connect with that genuineness, and not even at the granular level of like, oh, he's like LGBT, so therefore like I'm part of that group, so I want to like it goes even to a deeper level of like, I love this singing, or I love this drink, I love this food, I love this sex. Like it's just, it is what it is. He's very genuinely operating in that constantly, and I think that's something that's very rare that we're gonna see shine more and more with these artists that we see on social media. The ones who are really authentic, not chasing a hit, trying to carbon copy and paste a hit that they heard before. Like they'll be like microwave, right? They'll go out, get viral, and then disappear. You know, where guys like Durand Bernarr I think they have staying power. What do you guys think about Durand from a vocalist perspective? I know, Kev, you had some thoughts about his style. With that in mind, I wanted to know, what are you guys' thoughts about Durand Bernarr as a vocalist, as a singer? And first, think about it like, in terms of like his styling, who does it remind you of? His personality does it remind you of? But more importantly, as a vocalist, who do you think are based on the way he sounds, who do you think are some of his influences, and who do you think he's like a mix of now? So a lot of questions there, but you get the general gist. You know, what do you think about him as an artist and as a vocalist? Anybody, please feel free to jump in.
Well,
If
I
you got
mean, when I listen to him sing, he reminds me of Rashawn Patterson. Rashawn Patterson, he remind me of like a B Slade, you know, just his vocal range and some of the inflections when he sings and stuff like that. That's who he remind me of, especially Rashawn Patterson. If you don't know who Rashawn Patterson is, he's a neo soul person too. You know, if you listen to him in the next segment, gonna come back and let me know and comment below if you agree. But he remind me of Rashawn Patterson. But as a vocalist, he's elite. You know, it's like any genre. I'll take boxing for example. Some boxers are great, and some boxers are just genius level technicians in the ring. You know, they just great footwork, know how to space in, or they just know how to box. You know, some just know how to fight, some know how to box. He know how to box, he know how to sing. So he's not just on stage just singing a song, and you don't know if it's going to hit that day or miss that day. He can sing.
Yeah, he knows the science. I like that analogy in
He knows
boxing
the
because he knows the
science.
science. Yeah.
He knows the sweet science of singing. And when you get, like I say, he's a singer. So you hear what he does, like it's a clip that went viral of him just playing on the microphone. You know, he'll just like, ah, and you just hear it go. And he just know, as a vocalist, he may be, I don't know, like, I mean, like if it, like I said, if it was a boxing match, if he's a fighter, he's pound for pound one of those fighters, like one of those singers, like pound for pound one of the greatest singers right now. You know, you could put him up there with, anybody. You put him on stage with anybody. Honestly, if you call yourself a vocalist and you go up there with Bernard, you better be ready because he might outstage you.
And he's a new guy too, so it's kind of like, well, new to the, the world or whatever. But it almost sounds blasphemous to say, but when you know talent, so you can't really you can't really deny it. It's, just because, you're not really, everybody's really familiar with you doesn't mean you're not a heavyweight. Like you can literally be a brand new one and, knock people out or whatever. But in my opinion, I don't know who he sounds like. He's one of the few artists where I listen to them and I'm like, I can't pinpoint it. Like he does so much, but what it does make me think of, and this is a gift and a curse, he is so good and he can sound so good doing so many things and kind of whatever, it almost makes it hard to know what's a hit in terms of music. You know what I'm saying? Because Old McDonald Had a Farm can sound really good when he does it.
He's that
like,
dude that'll make it sound really
this is amazing. So like you'll never really know, like, damn, is this a hit? I can't tell. Is this a hit? It sounds good. Yeah, you're fucking right, because everything sounds good. He's that talented. So as far as vocally goes, the dude can do anything. And I feel like I said it earlier, but like I feel like he's gonna be one of the go-tos for tributes. Like,
Definitely.
You want to have a show, whether it's BET Awards or whatever, you want to have him rip it down, call that dude. And that's for males or females. Like he could bless those records.
Yeah, I would love to hear him do like a Prince tribute, like a Beautiful One.
Yeah, he reminded me of Prince. Like
his flamboyant.
His flamboyancy, but also like his confidence in himself and his delivery. Like he knows who he is, and he knows where he's at vocally, and he's so confident in it, and it screams like Prince. So like,
it's even hard to look at the YouTube videos with his eyes, and he's looking at you like that. Kev said, "Don't look into his eyes." I was like, "Oh my God, what's happening to me?"
Kev made me laugh when you sent that message. It's like, don't look into his eyes, Lefty.
Yeah,
and his album cover. His album cover has like the eyes too. So like we're referring to y'all, like all of y'all out there, you could Google this. Like there's a skit with Jamie Foxx where Jamie Foxx was saying like the time that he met Prince, he said he couldn't look at him straight in his eye. He said you can't look at him in his eyes, man. He said even if you're straight, when you look in his eyes, you just be like, man, I absolutely would. Like his eyes will make you do that. So check out that skit. So we was just because like I said, we be talking to each other all the time. We were saying like that because I was going in, right, Kev? I was going in about like, yo, I love this album. And Kev was like, yo, Left, chill. Don't look into his eyes.
Lefty crossed over, guys. It's all good.
Yeah. So this album, so how do I think about him as a singer? I think he's you said, Flip, that he reminds you of Teo, like with the way he belts. And I could see that because Teo has a very unique style of like belting, and then he kind of.
Teo's one of the new members from Drew Hill guys, just in case you don't know who that is.
Yeah, he's been in and out. I think he's with Intro now. I think they just re-released it like Intro.
Yeah, he with Intro now. He with Intro now.
Like Teo is a hell of a singer. Like he's one of the most evolved singers, and we've known him. Flip used to sing with him, y'all. They used to be on a group together years ago. He kind of like the way he belts there. His range is sick. So what I love about Durand is that he knows his lane. He knows his range, and he's constantly playing with it. And me, because I'm I kind of like go OCD with the way I analyze a singer, and the way he controls his voice, it's like he's vocally training his voice as he's singing at the same time. And that's the reason why he's constantly playing with the way he pronounces a word and opens up his his mouth, and he's constantly vocally training his voice and warming it up as he's singing at the same time.
It's like he has a joystick with buttons on it, and he's like, all right, I want to do this.
He's dope.
Some of us only have a few buttons on our controllers.
Yeah,
I'm riffly impaired, so everybody can't really do all that.
Riffly impaired.
Amazing.
Yeah, Flip is a tonal vocalist, and then I probably go too much with the riffs. And then like Kev has got his range has been recently expanding. Like Kev, not to be not for nothing. I think that Durand's voice reminds me of your range. Like his range reminds me of what your range could do, because he goes low. Like if y'all ever hear Kev go like bass, Kev got that booty bass, like that low.
Booty bass. Nah, I mean,
did you just go low on booty bass? I heard you.
He said booty bass. No. Honestly, I mean, it's funny. Funny you said that, because I know you mentioned some things about him as a bass singer. You know, I listen to him. I think that what Bernarr does well, again, that's why I say he's such a great artist. He uses his chest voice well. You know, I wouldn't necessarily call him a bass. He does have the nice low resonance in his voice.
You
but
see Kev not letting you disrespect his
bass.
Yeah. He's like, listen.
No. Like I said, because you mentioned people like Kenny Terry, who has a phenomenal bass.
It reminds me of Kenny Terry.
I know. You said that's why I brought him. That's why I brought him up. That's why I brought him up.
I hear that.
He brought up Kenny Terry. I don't hear it. Now, I feel like he know how to. Again, I think what Bernarr does well is he uses his full register very well, to the point that even his lower register is pronounced. As a bass, I don't hear bass, but I hear he has a strong chest presence. And I think the way he know how to sing and control his voice and stuff give you the illusion that, he's really down there. Again, go back to Gino. But Gino got a bass. There's a lot of things that have a bass. Like Nate has a bass. But he don't even use his bass like Bernarr do. Bernarr's using his whole register, like he's vocal training as he's singing. He's vocal warming up as he's singing. He's just showing you and he's great. I mean, I'm not taking nothing away from him, but I mean, he don't sound as comfortable, and I could be wrong. He don't sound as comfortable living in that area, but he know how to tap it just enough to me go, yeah, I'm gonna show you what I can do. So he's nice. He's dope. His chest.
Yeah. So you don't think that his range is as confident as I think?
No. His range is crazy. I just don't think he's so much more of a bass, because when it comes to the upper register, he kills me upper register. His upper register is phenomenal. You know what I mean? But I just feel like when it comes to the bottom half of his voice, I don't think it's as deep as that. But I think that he does something a lot of singers don't do. He sang in his chest voice. A lot of singers don't. Most singers sing in a mixed voice. If you listen to albums, you listen to singers, most singers sing in a mixed voice. He actually sings in his chest voice. You get what I'm saying?
He'll wake you up. So he'll be singing like in a mixed voice, or a natural tone. Then throw up. He'll throw you off course by coming up with a really loud chest, like chest delivery in one part of a song that you're expecting to do something.
Well, look at what we started the conversation off with too. We said his parents were one of his parents was a vocal coach. You know what I'm saying? So you kind of expect him to have all these tools in that tool bag. Whatever the record requires, or however he wants to play with it, or whatever nuances he wants to put on a record, he's uniquely capable of doing that because he was taught those things. A lot of us were taught by the music that we love, and we're limited in our approach on what we could do and what we could, and how we could perform it. Kev,
Right.
you're mentioning the chest voice. Like, some people, it's not that they don't have it. Some people don't know how to use it.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say something different too, like, cause, all right, so this is for our VLR listeners. Your voice is really broken up in three main parts. You have your chest voice, you have your mixed voice, you have your head voice. We know your head voice is what Maxwell do, the falsetto is more of your head voice, right? The mixed voice is where most R&B singers live. Like, even when we listen to people like KC and JoJo, Wanye, Stokely from Mint Condition, they're singing more in their mixed voice. You get what I'm saying? They're not, we say chest because I always say chest. They really singing in a mixed voice. Most singers don't sing in their chest voice. That's their talking voice and let their resonance shine. Most singers, most contemporary R&B, most R&B sings in a mixed voice. You know what I'm saying? Like Luther singing his chest voice. Most singers don't do that. Most singers go straight to their mix. You know, he sings in his chest. That's what makes him. That's why I say he has a full, complete tool bag. They're gonna have you like, yo, he's crazy. So I don't look at him as a full bass. You know what I'm saying? But he sings in his chest voice, and so you hear his resonance. And I think a lot of singers don't do that. And if you really, and this is for my listeners, even for us, if you really sit back and listen to artists, say this up: is he singing in his chest or is he singing in his mix? Most singers are singing in a mixed voice.
And that's not a knock,
No,
in any kind of way. It's just, noticing, what kind of tools an artist is using, if you want to, emulate or, use that person as an influence for your vocals, just know what they're using, that way you can, apply it properly.
Yeah. When I hear him singing, like on the Terrell show, for instance, like he just like freestyling and stuff, he would sing songs that we normally like know and love, and he would change things up just to shock us. But he mostly coming like he's matching the vocal tone of the song or whatever it is, and then he'll bring in his mix and then surprise us with a chest. Where I'm like, oh, I wasn't expecting that because I thought you were gonna sing it the way the song normally goes, and you surprised me with this chest, and then he'll change the lyric around and kind of play around with the song, and then we now we're in love with his personality and his dexterity and his flexibility in terms of what he's doing vocally. And that's how he got me. I'm like, okay, I like what you're doing, because he does, as a singer, some of the stuff we always do. Like we'll listen to songs, then we'll get used to it, and then we'll start throwing harmonies onto the song, harmonies that it already has, and then we'll start changing the lyrics to try to play around with stuff. So he's naturally in that. He's naturally comfortable in doing that, and he does it all the time. So he's constantly not only training his voice and warming his voice up, but he's also playing with his bag constantly singing all the time. I could tell that the guy's constantly singing.
Yeah,
and
he's
it,
a
and, it, and it
vocalist.
You
shows.
know what it makes me think of too? It's like he's a recording engineer for his voice too. There was this one record, I can't remember the record, but he went from his falsetto, he blended his falsetto into his natural, like, and I'm like, I had to listen to it again, but because he kept doing it, and I'm like, okay,
it's
so
like
now you're showing off.
He fixed himself in real time. It's like, I'm up here, and
it was more than a fix. It was a move. It's like having a crossover to an around the back. Like the way he blended his falsetto into his natural, and then he did it a few more times. I'm like, damn, a lot of people aren't going to be able to sing this. Like they're not going to be able to mimic this because that's skill, that's technique. But I'm listening to it, and I'm like, I was just really impressed that, he's able to, like, it's like he has a joystick and he's able to do these things. It's like he holds R and L and he's like, all right, left, right. And he does this thing with his voice. And it's like, all right, how the hell how can I do that? How do I do that? What is that? You know what I'm saying? And I was just like thoroughly impressed by it. And that's just one of the many things that I heard throughout the album. But I'm like, yeah, he's on another level.
His voice sounds to me like what I think John Legend wish he could do. Because he sounds like John Legend with
no
a little
disrespect,
bass in
John.
it.
We love you.
Yeah, no disrespect. You're one of the legends, and it's in your name. But like the way he could do that resonance and that vibrato, that John Legend style, and then take it up and do falsettos so smoothly, and go in and out of those ranges. Beautiful, just very, very, very beautiful. Love
like
it.
It's crazy because I not to get too deep with the music analyst, but if you ever like go to a vocal coach, right, and you sit there and say, let's warm up, right, and he start going through your register, he gonna see how low you can go, he gonna see how high you can go, and you're gonna start transitioning to different parts of your voice. Like, all right, we're gonna go, you say hello, you go, you start getting into your chest voice, then you're gonna start going up into more your mixed voice and your falsetto. Bernarr, his range sounds complete. He's tightened his whole range. So like what Flip said, he went his falsetto to his chest, his mix is like he trained. Like he's a trained singer, you know, and I feel like a lot of singers, especially when we start out, we mimic what we like to hear. You know what I'm saying? We never really take time out to really train our voice to its full capacity to see what we can do. He has, and that's what makes him dangerous as a vocalist. Like, bro, he can, you know, he's great. He's great.
Yep. His album. So like touching on the album, he starts off the album with a song called "Generous," and I love it because I love the energy of the song. I love the what he's saying about the song. I'm gonna be generous with my love. But what he does with his voice in like the first like verse into the chorus is like a representation of this is what I'm about to give you in this album. Is his energy, you know, and the way he delivers it, you know, his over pronunciation of certain things. I'm gonna be generous with my love, generous. Like he's doing that John Legend kind of like, you know, that resounding kind of
Cowardly Lion from The Wiz. Put him on.
But he's not cowardly in the way he delivers the vocals. Like he's just very, very confident in every step, in every single note. So I love a bunch of, actually I love the whole album. But my favorite song is definitely Completed. Completed. Ooh.
Make sure y'all check that out.
I related to that song personally on many levels. It's a beautiful song, and it's like 6 minutes long. Applause on that. It's got that guitar break. I haven't heard that in God knows how long. Loved it. Then Unspoken is a dope one. I like Unspoken because I know that you guys didn't really like it too much. Spoken sounds like okay, the verses, yeah, we've heard this type of verses before. I think there's something I'm trying to articulate. There's something about the way the chorus was Unspoken is like most choruses come off as like a major. Like the main note it's a major tone, right? Not a minor. This one sounds like it's coming off in a minor, and the chorus itself sounds like it's almost like a vamp, like a vamp being delivered in a minor, but it's the chorus. And then what's clever is the way it was written. You know, like the words are even though we had words unspoken, I had to write it all down. So it's a word, like it's basically communicating. The song is about like a relationship that broke up, and it is like we have words that are unspoken, so I had to write them all down. So he's writing it, but you're not going to communicate or fix anything if you're not saying it, you know? But he says we had words that were unspoken and I had to write them all down. Then he says, even though we had hurt unspoken, had to let it all out. So he's saying like, and I don't know who wrote that song. You can see who writes it on Apple Music, but I don't know who's responsible for that because that was fucking clever. You know, even though we had hurt unspoken, how do you have hurts unspoken and you let it out? That means that something happened. Somebody was hurt and he didn't say anything. He probably flipped the table, threw something, broke something. Like, how freaking dare you? You hurt me. Instead of saying like, yo, you hurt me by doing this, doing that. He said, I had hurt unspoken, but I had to let it all out. So that's how it was delivered. So the song is about communication, and it broke down. The relationship broke down because of their inability to communicate. I think it's a very, very clever way to deliver that. So shout out to whoever wrote that specific part. Because the verses are good. I like them. But it's just something about the way that chorus was delivered and the way it was written. Hats off to whoever was responsible for that. It was dope.
And just to clarify, in case y'all wondering, Lefty geeks out over riff section,
small little
verse
things.
sections,
lines, like a super meta
little paragraph. He takes a deep dive. He takes it apart. He examines it. He looks at it on a molecular level, and he's going to share that with you. So that was one of Lefty's
and a philosophical level. Yeah, a philosophical level, a spiritual level, a galactic level. I'm that dude.
And we know that you guys are also out there that also feel that same way. So this is a very important point, way to look at it. So he shares that with you.
Yeah, and one thing you notice about our podcast and about our group is that we're going to be representative. Everything mostly from we're going to be talking about life and all things about life from a singer's perspective. but we're always going to give you different opinions, right? A different perspective. You know, there's going to be some times where Kevin is talking about very strongly about a certain perspective, and that may not necessarily be what he truly feels in that moment, but we aim to represent that in that moment. And sometimes Kev will do that, and sometimes Kev will be like, you know, actually, this is how I truly feel, and then express that, and then vice versa. Like Flip will do the same thing. You know, so we'll always try to present the like you got three of us, right? We're always gonna have like a fourth singer once in a while to come and talk to join a conversation. Or he's gonna have us three, and us three is gonna be like you're gonna have somebody representing a positive energy, somebody representing a negative energy, and just for the sake of like representation of perspective, and then somebody who's gonna help bring it to the grounded, you know, the grounded wire. So he's going to have a positive negative with the ground wire. That's pretty much how energies flow, right? So using that as an analogy, this is how we're going to operate. So you can expect that from us going forward. But yeah, so with that, any other final thoughts with Durand Bernarr's album?
Just go check it out, guys. Form your own opinion. Become a fan. Don't. Whatever. This is all.
You are now listening to.
We are the vocal line. Can you hear me? Turn it up. Can you hear the sound? We are the vocal line. Yeah, we do it for the love and we spread it around.